Committee will now come to order. Today is Tuesday, July the 16th, 2019. I detect a quorum. And the first item on the agenda is Resolution RS 2019-1831 by Murphy, Swope, and others. Let's see if we have a letter for that, since they're not in here. Nobody else signed on for that, did they? Is this it? No. Okay, so we are going to move that down. So don't let me forget to come back to that. If it's okay with the committee, we're going to move that one down. We're now going to go to Resolution 2019-1832 by Virtue. That seeks to recall Tom Larless from the Metro Zoning Appeals pursuant to Section 11.109 of the Metro Charter and Rule 45. Rule 45 with this says that we need to defer it. So this will be deferred for one meeting.
So why does it need to be deferred?
Because that, and she read it to me, and I don't.
Well,
but if we need to get Mike in here.
Rule
then,
45
thank you.
says that the resolution
45.
shall be deferred for one meeting and then referred to rules. So it should be deferred by Rule 45.
And then it comes, it's for just one time, and then it comes back to rules.
This type of motion?
So I guess I'm leaving up there.
Yes.
So the rule says such resolution shall be deferred for one meeting and referred to the Rules, Confirmations, and Public Elections Committee.
And such motion refers to?
Recall procedures for members of boards and commissions.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
Okay,
But
so
has he been
that is,
appointed and affirmed on it?
The deal is that he is deemed appointed by rule because there's a disagreement between the executive branch and the legislative branch about how to interpret the rule. The charter says we're supposed to act within 60 days of us getting notice. Traditionally, notice has been determined by the date of the letter, not the date of getting the letter. And so 60 days went by from the date of the letter without us acting. The executive branch deems him appointed.
But we didn't have a quorum to even vote on him the last time.
So there's
okay, so it's my understanding, so this conversation, it's my understanding, and you helped me with going through that, that we're supposed to defer it now and not actually even have the discussion on it.
Sorry.
Is that correct? And then it comes up at the next, because it's deferred back to rules.
Right.
And then we can have everything at that time. Okay.
One meeting?
Yes.
Deferred by rules.
That's what I was told, one meeting. Okay, don't let me forget to come back to that one. So next we've got Resolution RS 2019-1833 by Bettany. The sponsor is not in here. I did not see a letter, so we're going to push that down as well. Next, we've got Resolution RS 2019-1834, and I do see the sponsor in here, and he has a letter for it as well. But if you would come up, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you give us a little about your resolution?
Yes, ma'am. This is a resolution to honor Bill Barnes, civil rights icon. Tomorrow actually is his birthday, so the resolution is recognizing July 17th of 2019, Bill Barnes Day in Nashville. And in conjunction with this, we'll also be unveiling an historical marker at Edge Hill United Methodist Church, which recognizes all of the great work that he does or did. He's passed on now, and the great work that still continues because of his agitation.
Thank you. Did I hear a motion?
Move to approve.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I have one late file resolution, let's try that again, pursuant by Hall. I do not see him in here. Resolution 2019-1800. It is a late file.
Want me to get
Let's see if I had a letter in here.
Want me to get them?
Please.
Madam Chair, I have a late file memorializing resolution 2.
It's a late file? Okay, just to,
It may be on there or may not, but it'll come up tonight.
I do not see it on here, so give me a second. And when I ask for other stuff for the, come before, don't let me, tell me then.
Okay, I will, thank you.
He's presenting on
thank
his
you.
bill.
Okay, so I do not, did you see a letter? I don't see a letter. Here's a letter, yes. Late file, a resolution. This is just a resolution. It doesn't tell why it's late filed or anything. Okay, so I'm going to ask, what is the pleasure, What is the pleasure of the committee?
I think
He's speaking in Public Works.
He's speaking there, so he'll
Yeah,
be
right
in,
now.
so we'll just push that down a little bit as well then.
Yeah, and he
Okay.
had said in Budget and Finance that, I think Budget and Finance said it was a housekeeping change.
Okay,
So I don't know.
so maybe he can run over here right quickly when he finishes that then. Okay. That late file. And this may be it, because I have another late file. Metropolitan, I think this might be mine. No, Dow.
That's mine.
Okay, so there is another late file, ordinance amending section 2.178.080 of the Metropolitan Code. And I do see the sponsor of this one, Lady Dow.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us about this, why it's late filed?
Sure. This is it's late filed because we need to get it in now. We have recently had a meeting. This legislation pertains to our South Nashville Business Improvement District, and we talked about this once before. This is not any tax increment financing. It's no incentives from the city, so it's nothing to do with getting any type of payments from the city. This is actually a group of property owners within this business improvement district who has decided to tax themselves to pay for infrastructure improvements. And so we established the business improvement district and for Century Farms out in that area. And this, we recently had a meeting, and part of the meeting is when you go in to assess what tax rate you'll have, like the additional tax rate you'll pay to cover infrastructure, and it's specific about what they can use the dollars toward. So what this legislation is just increasing the amount of the tax assessment that they've agreed to, and all the property owners agreed to it, so there's nobody in disagreement to it. But we set the amount. I think it went up to $1.45, and this is just basically approving the increase of the amount so they can start collecting the money and we can start having those roads and things built over in that area.
Okay. What's the pleasure? Do you approve the late file?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
If anybody have any questions.
I did see Councilman Hall come in, whereas his was a late file as well. Is it this one? It is this one. Resolution designating as park property. And it's Resolution 2019-1800. Would you like to come up, please? Let us know what this is and why it's late file.
So I appreciate that. This was just clearing up some language, clarity for the state to specifically let people know that this would be remaining open space and park space under parks. It's the only change from the original filing.
Okay. Why was it late file?
And it was simply just because we were coordinating with the administration who had originally done the legislation and brought it. It was to make sure after a community meeting that came subsequent to that meeting that the specific language that the property owners and the community wanted to be reflected in there was in there.
Okay, so it was late file, just checking back and making sure that the language that was supposed to
Correct.
be in there was in there. Do I have any other questions? What is the pleasure of my committee? Approve late file or not?
Yep.
I support it.
Approved. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, who is the other one? The other one we needed to do did not come in. Okay. Oh, then you gotta do that if I'm next.
Next, we have Bill 2019-1740, and that's by Council Lady Lee. And this bill readopts the code of the Metro government prepared by Municipal Code Corporation, including supplemental and replacement pages thereof containing certain ordinances of a general and permanent nature enacted on or before January the 16th of 2019. Council Lady.
And that is changing, I guess, and updating our code. So I am bringing that forth as Rules Committee Chair. And if you need further explanation of it, then we will have to get a mic in here.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposers?
Okay, thank you so very much. So I guess we are now ready for our confirmations.
Madam Chair, you told me just don't forget about me.
Yes, I usually ask that at the end if
that's
there's
fine. I
anything
just
else
wanted
to
to
bring up. But do you all, committee members, do you mind me asking that now? Okay, all right. I guess I could just write it down here. Okay, Council Lady, would you please come up?
Yeah. The lady had too many bags.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am entering a memorializing resolution tonight, and it's late filed because I'm asking Governor Lee, and I hope that no one will object to it, to change the bill that requires him to sign the proclamation for Nathan Bedford Forrest, and I think it's General Lee and one other person. So that's the nature of it. I think the story just broke like this weekend.
Good with me.
So we're not going to have no more Nathan Bedford Forrest Day?
That's what she's
Part
asking.
of it. No, Nathan Bedford Forrest Day.
Okay, so, and it's late file because it just came up.
Yeah.
Okay.
No Robert E. Lee
So
Day.
what is the pleasure of the committee? Do you approve
I make a motion.
for that to be late filed?
I'll
Okay.
ask Kathleen's question. Did we reach out to our lobbyists in the Tennessee Municipal League? Because she always asks if we let them know that we're doing things. Because when we're sending these,
No, I think that the nature of this is just.
I do too. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, you asked me, so I'm answering. I'm just saying the nature of it to me is very serious, and I think it's made national news. We know that he was a Klansman, and so I don't think that's something really that you wait out for. And that as a city, we can express that we would like for the governor to change the law because the city is made up of many different people, and to know that we're honoring a Klansman, a former slaveholder, and someone who treated people so brutally. We ask that be changed. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just saying because she said sometimes they like to add on to what we're doing as well, with other municipalities. So that's the reason why I'm
So the
not
committee-
asking for
sorry.
permission.
So the
I'm good
committee
with it.
approved that late file. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we are ready for elections and confirmations. Okay. This is the gentleman that is not here. So the confirmation of Mr. Clint Gray to the Electric Power Board needs to be deferred for a meeting because of a family emergency. He could not be here.
Second.
Okay, deferred one meeting. Thank you. Next, we've got the appointment of Mr. Ponder for the Fire and Building Code Appeals Board for a term expiring March the 1st, 2022. Would you come up, please?
Thank you.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good. I'm all right. Are you a resident here in Davidson County?
Yes, I am.
Are you an active voter in Davidson County?
Yes, I am.
Do you belong on any other metro boards or commissions that would prohibit you from being on this?
Not now.
Okay. So we're going to open it up in case any of the other committee members have any comments or questions for you.
Second.
It's been moved and approved. Any other discussion?
Just one question. Can you name all the boards and commissions you've been on in Metro government?
Well, I was on planning for 12 years, Traffic and Parking Commission, the Historic Zoning Board, a lot of like committees and so forth, but those are the main ones.
You were a councilman for a while too, weren't you?
Yes.
My question wouldn't be how many, my question would be why.
That's the better question.
I'm just
You know,
teasing.
He's ready with an answer.
Jim Sherman came and asked me if I
So
would
now I
consider.
understand. Can't turn Jim down.
You know, I feel I've still got a little time left in me to be of service to the Metro. So,
Right.
yeah.
He's been
That's
a great,
awesome.
he's been
Definitely
a great
been of
public
service.
servant. Yes,
We've gotten
he has.
all we can out of you. Still getting some more.
Who made that first motion?
That's impressive.
It is. We're not going to let you go sit down at all.
Second.
It's been,
Third.
it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank
Any
you very much.
opposed? Congratulations,
Appreciate it.
sir.
Thank you.
And
Oh,
I don't have any
this is-
parking passes,
this-
I don't know.
Just for a little trivia.
Yes, sir.
This will be the 5th mayor I have served on board.
Wow.
So this is great.
So you're a
must be doing some-
history maker.
Wonder fun fact.
And you still have
Okay.
hair.
And he's still doing
So-
painting. Y'all not seen his
All right,
latest?
so next, we are doing the
real quick,
reappointment.
Real fun fact. So y'all know that Phil does the paintings of the city, the downtown, the skyline, you know, and so he'd do one in like 1985, and he can come back in like 1995, and there'd be like one building. Poor man can't even do a downtown painting anymore because it
Oh, wow,
keeps
yeah,
changing
so
so
many
fast.
All right,
She says they're in your folder.
okay, so I'm gonna pass my folder over to Kathleen. They are.
All the
Things just fall apart without
And then
me.
they do, and then I need that folder, yeah, thank you. All right, next we've got the reappointment of Ms. Franklin and the reappointment of Ms. Etherington for the term expiring July the 9th, 2024 on the Board of Health. Would you two ladies please come up? Good afternoon. Are you both a resident of Davidson County?
Yes.
Okay. Are you active voters in Davidson County?
Yes.
Okay. Do you belong on any other boards or commissions that would prevent you from being on this?
No.
Do you? Okay. So now, good. Now I'm going to open it up in case some of the other committee members have questions or comments for you. Anyone?
This is your reappointment, right?
Yes.
So are you able to just share with us some of the things that you all have worked on over the past few months?
Well, we have actually passed two resolutions, one around health equity and one around vaccinations. We have been part of the process, or I came on serving right when the new director started. So that's been an opportunity to sort of see things through her eyes with her onboarding process, and for me to learn as well. So I think those are the three highlights for me. So, does that answer your question?
That does,
Okay.
that does. You know, oftentimes we get to look at these boards and see what's going on, but it's always good from someone that's being reappointed. I know Tanae has a very strong background in public health, and I know that you're a great asset to that board. So I know that they had a new director with Dr. Paul retiring or moving on to other opportunities up in D.C. So I was just curious as to how things were going. And
Busy time, but it's been productive.
Any other questions or comments?
My wife told me Miss Heather. I'm sorry, so it's all right. No, so she's a professor at school of nursing, so when she told me, she said, yes, that'd be a good addition. I said,
Well, if that's good,
that's all you
then
need to
how
do.
about-
If my wife says yes, I say
If
yes.
that's good, then how about giving me a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you all
so very
for
much.
whomever it was that took the vaccination resolution and brought to your place, and now you all are going to, I think you just approved that, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
7. Now for the reappointment of Dr. Burley and Dr. Bond for a term expiring July the 11th, 2024 for the Hospital Authority. Would you two please come up? How are you?
Good. How's everybody?
Good, good. Are you both a resident of Davidson County?
Yes.
Are you active voters in Davidson County?
Yes.
Do you belong on any other boards or commissions that would prevent you from doing this?
No.
Do you? No. Okay. Well, I'm going to open it up now. Some of my other committee members may have something, a question or comment. Yes.
So Ms. Dr. Bond is on the board of directors for my employer, and so I need to abstain on her reappointment.
Any others? Yes.
I was going to ask both of you, in terms of this particular board, let's see, both of your reappointments, correct? What are you all most proud of?
You want to go first?
Well, this is, I'm actually I fulfilled an uncompleted term.
Expired.
Yes. So this is 1 year for me. So, so the year has been a great year of working with the quality board. I actually, as the nurse representative, I also sit on the quality board, and I have a chance to see benchmarks and how they're meeting and what they're doing in terms of if they need to remediate or keeping the quality and the standards high. So that for me has been the highlight of, we just had a meeting today, and as I walked through the lobby, the food pantry was open, and fresh vegetables, fresh foods, what a great work that hospital is actually doing for the community. So I'm just excited and proud to be a part of that. So
thank you.
And for me, it would be seeing the hospital stabilize. This is my almost third term, and the first time
a lot.
I've seen quite a bit, but it's always been a challenge. I think the challenges are getting less. I see the community growing, and every day I see the need for it. And in fact, it just so happens I referred a patient last night to Nashville General who had a substance use problem, and some people found him having a delirium and didn't know what to do with him. And they were able to get him over there and get him stable and get him to an appropriate resource. So it's still a significant need for the hospital and the community. And I'm a graduate from Meharry, and I continue to try to help them work on their partnership and, make it work for the training of the students. We have such potential shortage of physicians coming up, particularly physicians that work in underserved communities, that it's just a great opportunity to train young doctors and to serve the community.
It's powerful. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes.
I think hospital is now going into preventive care model instead of emergency care. Do you see the quality or health improvement by changing the model?
I think so. I think looking at a more complete view of the person and sort of trying to create as they've expanded to do a little bit more outpatient in the community, that creates an opportunity to bring people into the hospital, not just to rely on Meharry and the people they see. I think it also helps the hospital be more part of the community, too, having those resources out there and having a more holistic kind of model.
I agree, and I think the food pantry, or food pharmacy is actually the term, is really a part of that model, an offspring of that model, to keep people, if you're diabetic, when you come, the foods are assigned based on your health condition. So it's really very
good.
Beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else? Second. It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, just on Loretta.
So congratulations. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your service.
That's 6.
In my mind, I didn't have to pay attention anymore.
Are you doing the parking passes?
I already gave them out.
Oh, you're so fast.
Yes.
Okay, so next we are having the reappointment of Mr. Miller to a term expiring June the 30th, 2022 for the Tourism and Convention Commission. Would you come up, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi there, how are you?
Hi.
Are you a resident of Davidson? Okay. Are you an active voter here?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you belong on any other metro commissions or boards that would prevent you from doing this?
No.
Okay, so I'd like to now open it up, and any committee members may have a comment or question.
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Convention and tourists, I think, we had tremendous success in the past 10 years. Do you have any excuse for that success, or do you think that success brought some kind of negative consequences towards the neighborhood? I think that's perceived negative. Some people in the community is having, it's like, oh, we are losing the charm of the community and so forth. So if you have any comment on that.
The charm is what's bringing people here. It's grown but maintained its charm. This city is unlike any other as far as that's concerned. I mean, I travel a lot. I've been here for 20 years selling this town, and I'd rather sell it now than 20 years ago. We've got a lot to offer. We really do.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
This is more specific to the area out there since I represent part of Donaldson, but the part across the street where Gaylord's about to develop all along, does it have anything to do with the convention business, or is it all mostly office space and
mixed use?
Well, you won't be selling anything over there. Okay, no, that's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Please say aye. Any opposed? Please say nay. Abstentions? That's it.
Thank
you so very much.
For your service. We appreciate it.
All right, so we have one more that we were going back to. Council Lady Murphy?
Yes.
That is, which one?
BL 2019. Oh, Terry Clemens?
Is this one?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Terry Clemens, yes.
Was it late filed?
No, we didn't have a sponsor.
No, it was, I didn't see a letter on it.
Oh, so sorry. I expected to be in here, but had to chair planning and sign on to a bunch of y'all's
So
bills.
it's on you now.
Move for approval?
Second.
I think you want to...
I really kind of
Would
wanted
you like
you
me to explain it?
Yeah, just say
Planning was
something.
really intense in there. So what this is doing is, as we all know, Terry has been with the Convention Center for many, many years, and has basically chaperoned a lot of us at a lot of the events that they have sponsored that we have been guests at. And so upon his retirement, I thought it was only fitting and proper that we congratulate him and honor him with a resolution. So with that, I ask for your support and renew my motion.
When is he retiring?
I think he's.
He has retired.
It has happened. Yeah, there was a little confusion on the date because I think he's hanging around to finish some stuff up.
So it's been moved and seconded, discussion?
I might have zoned out for a minute, but I'm not sure we ever read the bill number.
And I did not, and I'm sorry, RS 2019-1831.
So,
Move for approval.
She moved and she seconded. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? The ayes have it. Thank you so very much.
I have a late file.
Okay, and now there's 7 of us here. Okay.
This is for you.
This is Cooley's. So is it not on here?
I'm not sure if it's on there. So I was going to have a rule suspension because I had a timely filed substitute for my bill, BL 2019-1706, dealing with action devices on Tennessee walking horses. And so there were concerns. So after second reading, during second reading, I spoke to the health department in health committee. That was the first time I had heard from them. They asked me to say some things on the floor, which to my knowledge, I had said that would clear up their concerns. Afterwards, there apparently were other concerns, and so we reworked some things. Since filing the substitute on Friday, which I would need to suspend the rules for, I have worked with some horse industry advocates and people in the Tennessee Walking Horse not the association, members of the association, members of the horse showing world. And so I have got a substitute that will be late filed. And so what it is it takes out some of the things that they would not like us to see put in the code. It clarifies some things that they did not feel were clear. It clarifies some things that the health department was unclear on. It clarifies some things that the legal department was unclear on. Again, these are all things that happened after we passed this on second reading, and about 28 of y'all had already co-sponsored this. Again, I've got an opinion from Metro Legal that while there may be some gray area on this, it does not directly conflict with federal law, and so I would like your blessing on suspending the rules tonight to amend this on third reading with my late filed substitute.
Committee members, are we good?
I'm fine with it.
Fine with me.
Yeah. Aye.
Excellent.
It has been approved.
Thank
For
you.
late file. Okay. Was Bettnate, is he here?
No.
He's not in the building.
Okay. So then I guess we need to, no one else signed on to this?
Which one is it?
Is to provide
I signed on to it.
childcare?
I'm sorry. He asked me to sign on to it. Yes.
Okay. All right, so that is Resolution 2019-1833 that has to do with providing child care to Metro Council meetings and calling for a request for proposals process for this. And so
I am just simply babysitting the resolution, and so I would ask for permission for this to appear on the floor tonight.
okay, any other questions? Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed, please say nay. All right, then you will have it on the floor. Thank you.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Yes.
Before you adjourn, there was a really bad accident on Dixon Road. So me and the, I have to get permission from the Rules Committee to suspend the rules. There was a really big accident on Dixon Road where someone died. So we could not make it here in time because that's my district. That's where I live.
Okay.
And the Eastwood pub owners. So they missed the public safety hearing.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask for permission to suspend the rules.
Okay, so you have a suspend the rules. You have a late file. What?
It's not late. It's we didn't make it to
public hearing.
Public safety.
And so, in order for it to be heard, now you have to suspend the rules.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you all need any other explanation, or I'm asking for the pleasure of my committee?
I don't mind since we're suspending it for everybody else.
Okay, so it looks like, all right, you got it.
And I hope everyone's okay.
Wow.
They have my prayers.
So I don't want mine.
Okay, is there any other business before the committee?
Nope, move to adjourn.
If not, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? All those opposed? Yeah, you are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.